Hello guys, Jellico Vlog back with another video, and today I'm going to be going over the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Stiltman Build-A-Figure Gwen Stacey, or known as Spider-Gwen. So on the side here, you can see that we do have Gwen herself, and then on the other side we have Spider-Ham, and that's because we actually do have the little accessory here. So you can see we have a spot varnished version of the Miles Morales painted logo on the top, which looks really, really nice. And then we have just the regular Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse made by Hasbro, and then on the back you see all the other figures that the wave has and where it goes to make the actual Build-A-Figure. And then on the back we have a little read up on Gwen Stacy. If you want to pause it and read that, you can right now. And then not much on the other side like I showed you already, so let's get this thing open. Alright, so here's the Spider-Gwen or Gwen Stacy figure out of the packaging, and she looks pretty cool. This is a very narrow figure, but I do want to get into the accessories first, and then we'll talk about the figure itself. So the accessories here are very weak. We do have the two whipping hands, and then we also have, hold on, this is a little bit difficult to get out of here. Then we also have the regular fisted hands that came with the actual figure. So yeah, these accessories are very, very disappointing. This is like a common theme with these figures. We have the alternate head sculpt for Gwen, which she has the hood on, then the white paint just over it, and then there's like no texture on it, which is fine. And then the eyes, everything came out good. Everything came out sharp on here besides that one little part on the eye there. So everything came out pretty good. The lines aren't the best, but honestly, they're a lot better than I expected them to be. So yeah, the sculpt on these hands aren't anything like too crazy. It's just white. And then this is, you know, the same thing, just inverse. And then the fisted hands aren't anything too crazy either. They're pretty much stuff we've already seen, but in different colors. But they do look nicely sculpted. So that is cool. And then the last accessory that we get that isn't as much as an accessory as it is just another figure, but I can see why they didn't make this a full figure. We have Spider-Ham. This is hilarious, and I love this a lot. This is way better than the actual figure that we did get. Not in this wave, though. So this is really good. I actually like it. The sculpt on the webbing is nice on the actual figure. You can move it down like this. Just a quick articulation segment. Up this high, like that. And then you can head pivot is really good. So, yeah. That's pretty cool as well. Don't know why they decided to put eyes on the nose. It is a little weird, but I guess I'm fine with it. It does bring over that cartoony look, and everything just looks pretty good on this little figure here, if you can even really call it that. So looking at the actual Gwen figure itself, the head sculpt is pretty cool. She also has that eyebrow piercing in there, and the imprint of what they tried to make where Miles accidentally rips his hair, or rips his hand out of Gwen's hair when it was like sticky, and she had to cut all this off, which is nicely done. And the hood piece is kind of loose here. It just kind of does this. Once you take this off and put this hood piece on, or the actual masked head with the hood, this comes off as well. I'll show you what that looks like in a second. The hands are really, really small here, and the proportions on this figure are kind of weird, and what I mean by that is like the way they're jointed, because Gwen can break her elbow pretty much, and they are a little bit weird because they have no bicep swivel, which we're not used to seeing. This is a very narrow and skinny figure. And then the proportions in a like weird kind of way, it does look a little bit weird on the side, how it just like, you know, I don't know, it's odd. So yeah, everything here, it's fine. The legs don't like protrude out too much or anything, and this is a pretty cool figure. The feet are very large for this like skinny figure, but it helps it pose easily a lot. It doesn't fall over really easily, which I'm fine with. And then we have the serial number on the back of the leg instead of on the bottom, which I guess, yeah, it is a small foot. So yeah, and then we just have these nice paint lines that go across the torso here, which is good. And then it's a little bit fuzzy on the upper torso area, but I'm personally fine with that. Nothing too horrible. No random splashes, which is nice. And if we take this head off, for some reason, this head is hard. Oh my gosh. I swear, man, this head is always difficult to get off. So you just take off the hood piece like that, and then you put this one in. So this is what she looks like with the masked head on, and this is pretty cool as well. Doesn't look bad, looks pretty cool. And nothing is really wrong with this, so just to show you what it looks like. And I'm pretty sure that's it with the detailing, man. It's not that much, you know, not that crazy, just some lines on the back, which is good, nicely painted and stuff like that. The arms just look a little bit weird. So getting into the articulation segment here, we have the, you know, the hinge on the hands are nice and free. Pretty much kind of single jointed elbows, but it still goes up to a good amount. 360, arms can move out very high up, which is really, really good for the articulation, but this is because it's a skinny figure. So moving the diaphragm joint around it barely goes forward, goes back okay, goes side to side barely, but it works. So just rotating that is okay. Then the legs, how far the hips move is fine. It's, you know, looking at the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, it is a little bit similar, just the Gwen's legs moving out a little bit further, which is good. We do get double jointed knees, and then the lower leg swivel, upper thigh cut as well. And then the ankle does move down this much and moves up this high. And then we also have ankle pivot, which is good as well. And this head can move this high up, and it is on the disc hinge here. So it just moves that high up. The hood kind of gets in the way of the eyes a little bit, but it doesn't look like ridiculous or anything. So with the Spider Gwen, or with the regular Gwen head, she can move up this far and moves or looks this far down. And then we do have a little bit of head pivoting there, which is actually pretty cool. And then that hood piece is, of course, back on. And this does not affect any bit of articulation at all. Or not, I don't think so. Not that much, anyway. So, yeah, Gwen's neck goes back pretty far, but that's nothing we haven't seen before, am I right? One more thing, I do think they do a good job on this hair, and overall the face looks pretty good with not anything too noticeable going on. So yeah, the hair does look pretty good, and I like how it starts from a darker yellow to the regular blonde that we know Gwen Stacy has in the movie. Measuring these two figures, I'd say Spider-Ham is almost 3 inches tall, or like 2.5 inches tall, and then Spider-Gwen is right up to 6 inches tall, I believe. Maybe like, yep, right up to 6 inches almost. So that's how tall those two figures are. There is an ordinary average 6-inch figure next to the Spider-Ham figure. Here is the movie Venom next to Gwen Stacy. And then here is the Tom Holland's integrated suit Spider-Man next to Gwen Stacy as well. And then also just for fun, just to show you, they're basically the same size. The Iron Spider suit next to Gwen Stacy. And yeah, just some couple Spider-Man villains and stuff like that. And just for fun, here is the PS4 advanced suit next to the Spider-Gwen figure. One more thing, we did actually end up getting a Build-A-Figure piece for Stiltman, I believe. And it is a very light torso. So just to note it that we do get this here. My final verdict on this figure, what is it? Well, the Spider-Ham accessory was not needed, but it honestly is, it wasn't necessary, but I love it a lot. I do think that it, kind of bumps up the, why it was, like 20 to 25 bucks. And I do think that this is a good Gwen figure. I love this a lot. The figure actually has very minimal complaints. I don't really have any complaints to really say about it at all. Besides, I really, really do wish that the legs would move out a lot further. That is something that bums me out kind of a lot. But everything else is really good, besides that proportion on the back, how it does look a little bit weird. I think because it is a little too slim on the torso area, and I do think it can be, like, brought out to kind of, I guess, make it look more natural. But it is a cartoon, so I guess I kind of understand that. And speaking of cartoons...
You got a problem with cartoons?
Again, this is really nice to have, and I like that we got this in here. Sure, the accessories are kind of, they're kind of iffy, but they're a lot more of a miss than a hit, but this definitely is pretty good, and I do like that. And overall, this little set of two figures, I just knocked her over, is pretty good. One more thing before I do end this video is that I do wish that the diaphragm joint would have been able to go down a little bit lower, or actually a lot lower, because it doesn't really do anything besides move back and a little bit side to side. So, with all that being said, I do rate this figure a 7 out of 10, including the accessory. That will be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and turn notifications on so when I post more awesome videos like this, you will be alerted. If you have enjoyed this video, then please go ahead and give it a like. Tell me what you guys thought about this figure in the comment section below. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.